Hi, welcome to Modern Daze. This is episode 21. And we've been away for a bit, so apologies about that, but we're really psyched and keen to be back. Our question this week for our players is, if your character could go back in time and change one thing about their life, what would it be? I'm going to start off with Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I play Raphy Matthews. If there's one thing that Raphy could change of his life, is that he would not have taken that gap year and gone to Cancun and been awakened to the days.
Ooh.
He appreciates the days. He knows and he's going to stand up for what he
Ignorance is
does.
bliss, basically.
Yeah, but his life has gotten more complicated than he ever thought it would. So he longs for that sort of more simplistic. I'm just a person running a couple web studio. That's it,
Yes. Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly.
The price of truth is the weight of it, frankly.
Yeah, exactly.
And because you know of it, and you're the sort of people that deal with things, you deal with it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's heartbreaking and awesome. I love it. Let's go, Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. I play Darrell the Blazesinger. Thinking about wanting to go chase things of the past, it's normally about regrets. And Darrell feels that most of his older regrets, certainly, are things that were inflicted on him by others rather than what he's done himself. In fact, if he could go back in time, he would go back and actually be the rebel that he decided he wasn't going to be, and actually at least deserve the exile that he got, rather than trying to be this perfect sort of a child of this Fey court. Unfortunately, his only real personal regret, though, in this is even now today, even though he had all that hurt and had all that grief from it, he can't help himself but want to find a way back to the Fey court.
Oh, my heart. The forever. It's the bad relationship thing, isn't it? You keep going back. Horrible. I love it. Ben.
So I think that Hendrix is would go back and kind of prevent John from leaving, or at least find out where he went, or just kind of not be asleep when he left, or something like that. Just to kind of find out what happened, at the very least, if not prevent it. Or if not that, maybe just not eating his vomit for a third time after he had that vindaloo.
Ben! What's wrong with you?
He's a dog.
God. No, Ben! Benjamin!
I'm a dog owner. I know what these.
It's so uncharacteristic. Dogs wouldn't think that, though. You wouldn't think, oh, I wish I'd never.
They'd probably be like, this is delicious. The third time down. Oh, anyway, moving swiftly on before we lose whatever viewers we have.
Oh, one viewer. Yeah.
The one viewer is just like, I'm done. Thanks, Ben.
Oops.
Let's go, Ken.
Well, it's quite obvious what Liam would change in his life, but it's probably what nobody really knows is he wouldn't have gone out to a known haunt of this gang spouting his mouth off, which led to his family being slaughtered hideously. So he would have been a bit more quiet. Restrained, yeah.
Heartbreaking. They're all heartbreaking, except Ben's one about the sick.
That's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartburn. Is what that
is. Sorry, yeah.
Child, give me an odds or evens.
Pardon?
Odds or evens?
I'll go for evens.
Andy, you first.
Okay, so I'm Andy. I play Beren, one of the Paladins. I'm the better one. Kyle will tell you his is. His is better. The cabin is better. But anyway, so Beren, he, probably his biggest regret is not returning home from the Holy Land after he participated in the First Crusade and joined the Knights Templar. When he took a long time to return home, and by the time he returned home, both his parents had passed away. So he left home age 19, and by the time he went back, his parents were both dead. So that's probably his biggest regret, is not the journey, not what happened, but simply that he didn't go back sooner.
Time. Didn't make the time.
Nope. Otherwise preoccupied with searching for certain artifacts.
All right. You're killing me, guys. This is hard for me to hear.
You gave us this question.
I know.
It's your
Truly
own
my own
fault.
fault. Go on then, Kyle.
I mean, hi, I'm Kyle. I play Cadman. Beren claims he's the better paladin, but we all know the truth. Yeah. If you've watched it this far, then you've seen the 20 episodes previous, and you can tell which is the better paladin. But right, if Cadman could go back and change one thing, annoyingly, Beren's very similar. Cadman wished he'd have gone back to his origins quicker and seen what happened to where he was from. A lot of change, and a lot of the stones he called brothers had been shipped off and moved, and he can't seem to find them now, which is something he wishes he could do.
Yeah. Regret. We have a few.
When you say stones, is the image that makes up your background a bit of a clue on that, where these stones are?
No.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they're not far from that sort of thing, maybe.
You'll find out in play.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's for
By
Captain to
stones, I
know.
thought you meant the other gargoyles that are
Well, I'm yeah.
they're all stones.
Well, I'm wondering if there's
Potentially,
some,
yeah.
there's something here about.
Speculation.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
speculation.
putting
We
two
love
and
it.
two together and making 17.
It's all good. We like algebra. We like equations. We love it all. Previously on our episode 20, our players had made their way over to a townhouse in London to meet with Ash, Raphy's partner, and also the owner of the Slime-like club, at least the portion of it that belongs to the Undazed.
The whole thing. He owns
Those
the whole thing. Through
they
through
own
a
the
shell
whole
company.
thing. Yeah. But they run the part of it that is the special place for all those creatures that don't get to get out much because perhaps they just look too different for the days to hide them. That's a place for them to go that is neutral territory, and that has now recently been broken by the issues with the fiends and gangs that are happening, potentially related now to the issues with the circle spirits. Now, our party knows that potentially the issue is very simply that the stranger had been killed, and that's what's caused this, but maybe some more investigation needs to be done. They headed over towards Antonio's, a restaurant known by Cadman, where the circle spirit, the main circle spirit in London called Bountiful Harvest, is said to reside. As they entered, they found the area within the restaurant that was specifically for the magical community, and standing behind the bar serving drinks and such, giving drinks to the waitresses and waiters, was a Medusa, who seemed to recognise Cadman, called out to him and waved, and that's where we left off. So you guys have just entered into Antonio's. You are now within an area that you don't have to mask or hide yourself, potentially. It is midday, I believe I said it was. Early midday. So there's not that many people. There's a few patrons in this part of the restaurant that are just here for lunch. But or brunch, I would think. But other than that, it's quite quiet. So you guys can have a chat with whoever, reasonably certain that you're not going to be overheard. What do you wish to do? Cadman, you can see that Lysandra is behind the bar and she's looking at you and waving.
Okay.
I will actually, I'm going to put up a picture of Lysandra.
Okay.
I can find.
Quick point out, I think the last time, in the last session, I looked like a capoeira student from a stock photo.
Yeah.
A stock photo. You actually have stock written across your face.
Stock all the way down in
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's trying to
Shutterstock.
get rid of the facial recognition system that's in London at the minute.
Yeah, true. So that is Lysandra. I don't know if that came up for everyone.
Yeah.
Yep. She does wear a beanie. And obviously you can see that she's wearing sunglasses. Quite dressed in like that white shirt and like a pale pink knitted cardigan, pair of like smart black trousers. You can't see sort of shoes or whatever, but she just looks like a average person. She just happens to have snake for hair, hair for snakes, snakes for hairs, something. Which are sort of like coiling and curling around and curiously poking out from underneath this beanie. Yeah. And she waves you over. Cadman, I didn't expect to see you out here in the daytime in London. What are you doing?
Hi, Alessandra. Well, at any point in the day, to be honest, or night, as and when. I don't. That's a bit racist, really. We're not all night dwellers.
Well, I only ever see you at night. I'm
It's
never
easier.
around other people.
No, these are, suppose, my friends.
Sorry, yeah, hi. I'm Lysandra.
Well,
And
no,
she kind of.
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Oh,
I'm Raphy. Nice to meet you. Good?
yeah. Would you like a drink, or are you stopping for lunch, brunch? It's just windy out the back
we
at
should
the
probably
moment.
burn down before we do.
What, the
A
restaurant?
table would be good, and
Okay.
manager? Somewhere a little bit private so we can have a private conversation. This is not a shakedown. We're not
No.
members of the mafia or anything like that. You know, we're not
Okay.
selling fire protection, no matter what Liam says.
Okay.
It
Looks
wouldn't work
quizzically
anyway.
at Cadman. Uh, Here you go. She grabs a couple of menus and sort
They're
of
strange folk.
leads you over. Yeah, you could say that. When she's sort of like leading you, she's quite short. She leads you guys over to a booth. It's quite a big booth, but it's still quite airy. It's light. It's not like one of those dark, dingy sort of everybody's in shadows sort of thing. Seems like quite a nicely laid out restaurant. She gives you the menus. She says, if you just want drinks, just let me know.
Do they have
Um,
complimentary breadsticks?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were a person. She
I'm sitting
make
up at
sure.
the table.
Yeah. She just assumed that you were like a familiar or something, and then
Okay.
has just like made sure that you have a menu as well. I'm Really sorry.
They are a strange bunch. Well, we are a strange bunch.
Hey, I'm used to weird. Um,
Never really took you
it's all
for
good.
working a restaurant.
I'm covering for the Antonios.
I mean,
They've gone up to
if you're going to
Birmingham.
work in a restaurant, I'm sure it'd be the Hard Rock Cafe, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Hell yeah, definitely. Very good. Good joke. Good joke. Anyway, and
I'm sure she hasn't
she
heard that one before 1,000 times.
so many.
I don't remember using it before.
Anyway, do you guys want a drink or
Well, on single
what
malt,
did
please.
I didn't hear what you said, Ken, sorry.
Single malt.
All okay.
water
And
for me,
she just
please.
kind of yeah. She kind of gets a selection of anything that anybody wants to order. Kind of brings them over.
I think I'm going to have a really small coffee. One of those
Tiny coffee.
annoying
That's
tiny
fine.
coffee.
It's fine. This restaurant is mostly Italian or based Italian food.
Yeah.
So there is somebody there. There's a like anemic looking teen that's the barista for this bar who serves you some coffee. Yeah, the owners she comes back with all these drinks and she goes, the owners are away at the moment. I'm actually just covering for a friend, one of the Antonios. Something happened with Harvey. Cadman, you know Harvey is the nickname for Bountiful Harvest. They've gone to the Mages Council to go talk to them about it because I don't really know what's happening, but is that why you guys are here?
Kinda. I thought
Okay.
I'd do a check-up, to be fair, on Harvey more than I didn't know you were here, so it's good seeing you.
Good to see you too. Yeah, it's been a while.
Sorry, just
How's Lucy? Sorry, yeah, go on.
just out of character. We knew there was something happened here or around here.
Yes. So
So
you know that
beyond just Harvey go missing, there was some bust up or something, wasn't there?
there
Between
was.
some gangs, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it nearby? And we've chosen this place because Cadman knew it and it's close to the incident. Is that right?
Yeah, very close. Very close. From the description that you were given, I don't think you were given an address for where it happened, just a rough location. It would be literally, you probably, if you go out to the roof, you could probably see it sort of distance from here. She seems to just be like going about her day, serving people, serving you guys. She sort of chats with Cadman, sort of asking about Lucy. Do you bring up the fiend activity?
If
Or not?
there's no manager, if she's running the place at the minute, then yes, I will. I won't give details, but I'll go. So we know there's been some activity going on. We're sort of looking into it in an unofficial capacity, concerned citizens type thing with a bit more money behind it. And we know that the gangs who are around here and on the other side of the heath are causing a bit of bother. So we're wondering how much has actually affected you and if it has affected Bountiful Harvest. By the sounds of it, it must have been big because if they've gone up to see the Mages Council. So
yeah, give me a persuasion check just to see if she's gonna basically how trustworthy you're coming across, basically.
With advantage because we're with a known friend of hers.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
You don't. Oh, sorry.
She trusts Cadman.
Are we in somewhere at the present where technology is not working?
So this area, you do seem to have a semi steady signal for things. So it's sort of like it's not the best. Like if you were to walk into the dazed section, the area where literally just through that
Mhm.
thin veil into the other room, you have full bars. When you're in this, it's sort of like you're like halfway, so you can still function normally. But this is obviously not an extra dimensional space. This is just a space that they've hidden.
Yeah.
It's just the magic might be interfering a little bit by blocking it, but yeah. Okay, so 17. We'll take this.
Yeah.
Hold it. She kind of considers what you're saying, and then she's sort of like just sizing you up a little bit. Just one, you can see the expression on her face is one of, should I say something? And she says, "When I don't really know much about what is happening with the gangs or whatnot. I'm not anything to do with that scene, but when I was opening up this morning, we open the staff open up at 6 to get everything ready, prepping. I did see a bunch of a gang heading towards the construction site nearby. The new restaurant has been put on hold at the moment because of politics, I guess, or gang related stuff. But I could tell that they were, you know, probably FOA or the Hellspawn because there were tieflings, some of them. So, but that was like early this morning. They seemed to be a bit geared up about something because they went past. I can tell you where the construction site is, but nobody's been up there. I haven't noticed anybody go past today.
But you've been working.
Yeah, you can see there is a window. Like there is, it's very bright and airy in here because there is a full window that obviously the normal normies that go past can't see in, but everybody in here can see out, sort of thing. So she would have been able to see if potentially if there was anybody else headed to that direction. But like you say, she was also working, so there's potential that somebody else could have gone and she wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, I,
Sorry, what is this building site?
it's the don't tell the Antonios I said anything because it's not my business, but there was an agreement about a year or so ago with, I think, and she kind of like looking around and she, under her breath, she says, like with Six, giving some money to the Antonios, to help them expand into this new area, but there's contested territories and stuff, and the workers kept getting sabotaged, and stuff always goes missing, or there's always fights down there, and I just assumed that it was going to be another fight this morning. I mean, I didn't see anyone come back, but through that way, but
But they're trying to
yeah,
build another restaurant.
yeah, for Harvey. Uh, you know who Harvey is?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at Cadman and then looks at you guys and goes, "So, you know the circle spirits around Britain, they all have."
You call them Harvey, right? Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes by Harvey. Sorry, his assigns whatever it is. I don't know much about it. Is Bountiful Harvest. So the reason the Antonios do so well here because Bountiful Harvest or Harvey has made their business boom over the past
Okay.
But
Okay.
70
Six is
years or whatever.
But 6 is an investor?
That's what I heard, but I don't know. I'm not a full-time worker here. I'm just doing a favor for a friend. But yeah, I think there's always contested territories between the two, well, more than two gangs, but specifically the FOA and the Hellspawns. They hate each other, and I think this was Six's way to gain some ground with. So, but
I like the sound of him
do
getting
you
involved
know
in
what
this.
happened?
No, neither do I. No, we
Sorry,
don't know
Carl,
what
say that
happened.
again. I didn't hear you.
Kevin says he doesn't like the sound of the situation.
Um, she kind of she's looking at all your expressions as she's talking, sort of to the information she's saying. Obviously, to some of you, knowing about Bantamper Harvest is not news. And all of you pretty much know what a circle spirit is now at this point. Oh, actually, no. Do most of you know what a circle spirit is? I don't know.
We do
No, of course you do.
sort of
You
now.
met the stranger,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Must be the ritual for the new one.
Yeah, literally. Sorry, I'm being dumb. And she kind of she directs again towards Cadman. She goes, "Do you know what happened with There was an incident about 7, like a week ago, where the the whole uh the whole lot of them have gone dormant. Is something that I heard. Harvey
Wait.
was there 1 minute, and then he looked like he was in a lot of pain, and then he disappeared apparently.
Wait. All of them in Britain?
Sorry, I misheard that as well. I think my thing's playing up.
All of the circle spirits in Britain went about a week ago.
That's the rumor.
They all went.
That's the rumor.
I thought we heard
Yeah.
about it. They all went
Yeah.
around, didn't they?
They went in hiding.
I heard hiding, but you saying that they went dormant, that's different to hiding.
I mean,
Same difference.
my information's.
If you're dormant, they can't find your physical presence.
Nobody's been able to contact them. We had a bunch of well, the Antonios said that they had some of the Order of the Star come round to sort of ask some questions about it. Then the Order of the Shield started patrolling areas around London, and things have been a little bit wild out there. Even for me, I get
Anything
confused for
from
a fiend.
anything from the Children of the Circle?
The what are the circles say again?
Children of the Circle?
You're gonna have to remind me what that is. I'm just trying to think.
That's basically the religious. I thought that's what we had the name for the religious group that I'm part of.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I haven't heard anything, but I've been super out of the circle, truly. I just keeping my head down. And there's less and less places for us to go at the moment. So I've just been like working and going home. I heard that there's a bunch of establishments that are owned by supernaturals that are just closed down, and temporarily, I hope. But I hope that this all gets resolved quickly. I feel like that things are getting really tense with the gangs at the moment. It's just becoming a bit of a, if it's not the Order of the Shield, it's the gangs, and it's just not safe. Anyway, if you need anything else,
I can have a menu, please.
Yeah, she gave you all menus
Oh,
when
right,
you
okay.
first came in. That was what she was saying.
In that case, can I just have a croque-monsieur, please, side of
You can get
fries
your orders.
and a salad.
If you guys want to eat, you can eat. There is even
Always.
menus. Always. There is actually menus for
Dogs.
undead.
Mhm.
Yeah. The dog can eat whatever. He eats out of fucking
Garbage bin.
rubbish bins. Like he can literally eat whatever.
It's
But there
quantity
is
over
like
quality.
there is some odd things on the menu that cater to certain other creatures. You see like different types of minerals and ores and things like that. There seem to be like spaghetti bolognese, but made with indigo or something like that. Was
Made with
weird
indigo.
ingredients. Yeah, I don't know. I was just making up something that a mineral of
Cool.
some kind.
That
Or
mineral indigo
yeah, I think indigo is a mineral, isn't it? Indigo,
colour.
or is it a plant?
Yeah, but it's
Plant.
basically it's like topaz. It's a colour base of the stone.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just.
but yeah.
Dinner grinded.
Anyway, there is stones on on the menu. There are blood-based meals for vampires. There is different kinds of just use your imagination sort of thing. I haven't built a menu, but it's an interesting menu for sure. So if anybody wants to specifically order anything, they can. There's no restrictions here. And she goes out and she gets those things for you. You can use this opportunity to chat about what you're going to do next, or we could just skip forward and say you head over.
Is it just the 6 of us? If she leaves, is she leaving us when she goes to?
Yes.
And we're in a booth, and no one appears to be able to overhear us.
Yeah. So the time it's taken you guys to have your drinks round, chat with Lysandra and things like that, I'd say that the brunch, the people that were there for brunches, are like an elven couple, have moved off. They'd sort of like left. There's one barfly that doesn't seem to be paying attention, but he's like way over in the corner. Doesn't seem to be paying attention.
Just before I say anything in character, have we already discussed out of character? Have we already discussed the fact that this week ago things going funny with Hearth Spirits, is that the same sort of time as the Stranger was murdered? We talked about that.
Yeah,
discussed that
I
one.
think that's what we.
ago,
Yeah,
wasn't
it's almost like the others got in hiding because one of them's got killed.
Yeah. Okay, right. So
I thought we'd been missing 3 weeks, haven't we?
No, we were missing 8 days.
No, it was 8 days.
yeah,
As opposed to 2 days. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 2 days. No, sorry, 3 days, 2 nights. You would have been gone for normally, and then obviously on the first night you had that big shockwave that then blew up the whole timing of the bubble realm in conjunction with this realm, and that's why it took 8 days to get back rather than, although it was only I think 2 days for you in the actual bubble realm itself, something like that. Don't think you were there for very long at all. So
sorry, before the elven couple walk out, do I recognise them, or do I recognise anything, any markings on them that might say what house they're from?
Give me a let's go perception check. What's it? Just because I'm on my notes at the moment.
26. It's an at 20, but not makes a difference to skill rolls.
Oh, I do for skill rolls. Natural 20s are good. They might not give you they might be not be automatic successes and things like that, but they're still like an extra yay. So I'd say you see that these elven people seem to be one of the you get the impression from them they've probably been in the mundane realm for a long time. Their dress sense, everything about them, screams that they've probably been. They might be in quote unquote an elderly couple, which for elves, obviously everybody looks
Very old,
21
yeah.
and beautiful, but the they themselves seem to be just wearing normal, everyday human clothes, and you see the hint of a they're sort of like dressed fairly smartly, and there's the woman's wearing a bracelet, and on the bracelet is a small charm that you can see is associated with house. I'm going to say. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I've got the wrong thing up. I don't want to say the wrong house by accident.
Which house is trying to kill
No,
you, Ian?
that's-
Well, I'm not in favour of any of the houses, but
It's one of those ones.
any of the winter courts would be particularly bad, because they think that Queen Anne's stolen the Everwreath.
Ah, there it is. Sorry. So, House Maze.
Okay.
So, which is a winter court, but they, like from that perception check, they didn't look at you twice.
Okay.
Didn't seem to recognize you. Made no reaction to you being there.
Okay.
Apart from to vaguely acknowledge there were people in the room, but that was it.
So there's no APB out of me at the moment.
Not with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys enjoy your meal. You can chat. So you've established that you know that the circle spirits going under. Whether or not it was they're now in hiding or they were forced or whatever, this new information that Lysandra has given is that Harvey seemed to be in pain and then disappeared. And then obviously the Order of the Star showed up, and then Order of the Shield was stomping around. So do with that what you will, information-wise.
So what line of inquiry are we following next?
Well,
I
from what
thought we
was-
came here to have a look at what's going on.
Yeah, that construction
park.
site would be.
yeah, so that was
So
the primary thing.
In the
And then
park or in
second-
the construction site, or is the construction site in the park?
Yeah, construction site is
border the park.
borders the park. Borders the park, yeah. That is where you are supposed to go, basically.
Yeah.
That was the construction site is the area where you were told that things had kicked off.
Okay.
So I think that should be the first port of call, and
Yep.
then depending on what we find there, it was Hendrix's friends who were the information brokers, weren't they? They're not the like fighting gangs, are they, Hendrix?
No.
So depending on what we find there, maybe go and speak to them afterwards.
Sure. Whenever you want. As long as we keep stopping by places where they've got food, I'm happy.
Okay, okay.
You guys are well fed because I think you recently ate at Renwick's as well, or at least Hendrix did.
Oh.
Yeah, we had Hendrix. We had breakfast, stroke dinner at mine, and now we've had lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys just the food tour of fucking Britain at the moment.
And I'm still trying to poison Hendrix with Mars bars.
You'll have to try harder than
Between
that.
meals. Yeah. The dog that literally eats his own vomit. No, I can't do it. I can't say it again. Right, let's go. Move on.
So
you guys.
Inject the Mars bar in the loose sauce.
So Cadman, So you obviously know Harvey, or do you know of him?
I've heard of him. I've never actually spoke to him.
Right. So where was his circle?
Was
Was
would
it?
I know that?
So
Would I make a test?
So the yeah, give me a religion check with advantage if you're doing it.
We're next to a park, aren't we? Which park was it in London?
It's the Heath.
The
Yeah.
Heath. What Heath?
The
Hampstead
Heath,
Heath.
Yeah.
that's the word.
23.
Yes, Cadman. You know that the word circle is kind of outdated. It used to be that the places where these ley lines overlapped and caused a crossroads, obviously great power, manifested these beings that would take on a shape of what they represented around them, basically. And people long ago used to build circles around them and worship, usually in stone, but sometime in big buildings or things like that, to denote that they were there and this was a place to come to revere them, give thanks, offerings, etc. So when someone wants to know where someone's circle is, it's less nowadays, when most of those old ancient buildings, ruins, etc., has been torn down, built over, etc. There is no physical circle anymore. There's just the point at where the ley lines overlap. The word circle spirit had just continued without the actual physical place. You know that Bountiful Harvest's circle, its overlapping ritual ley line points, is on this road essentially. So in conjunction where they're telling you where that restaurant is, having Antonio's here and that restaurant there would be like well within the sphere of Harvey's powers essentially, and it would be incredibly prosperous. And it's a smart move by Six to invest in a immediately successful restaurant.
Yeah.
The only thing obviously that he hasn't anticipated is the opposition sabotaging things.
Okay, so this is Raphy speaking then. So Six is using that to wash money, so he would want the circle spirit to hang around. So he's got a legitimate source of income to tell the taxman, and he can also wash money there as well. So whatever's happening isn't from his side, because this could be seen as an attack on him, or it's just fallout that is on him.
Yeah, the attacks come now that Harvey's not about to intervene.
Yeah. So we can eliminate the FOA as being responsible for the circle spirits leaving then. So the FOA then would be reacting and defending territory. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Do you guys?
Can I
Yeah.
pay attention to that single barfly that's on the other side? Whilst we're talking, I'm not particularly paying attention. I'm cursorily listening to us, but I'm looking.
Sure. You can do me either perception to see who and what this person is, or you can make me an insight to see what their intentions, or whether they're observed. They seem to be listening in surreptitiously or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm after more. Yeah.
Okay, so insight then, please.
Yeah.
You're very insightful. I didn't expect it. It's very high.
Not sure why there's a +8, +5. I don't know.
Yeah, what have you
Yeah.
got at a +5?
What?
Yeah, +13.
Have you got
Seems like a
something that?
weird equation.
It is, isn't it?
So
There's
Yeah.
some weird
what
extra
feat-
+5 on there.
what-
Just
yeah, but what feats have you got? 'Cause some feat may give you
Yeah,
just a
some
flat
feats-
+5.
I get double proficiency bonus because it's in my favoured terrain, but you'd have to add that on manually because it's not included in a thing because you can't tell which is your favoured terrain.
Yeah.
So
Have you
Yeah.
got
But it's
any feats that add to insight?
not that I'm aware of.
you might actually have. Hang on, I'm just going to check out your sheet. I'm sorry. I have a feeling that because that +5 to insight, because you've clearly rolled an 8, I think.
no, he's
Oh,
rolled,
well,
he's rolled a
16.
16.
The +8 is from
Oh,
his skill.
and there's an extra random
Okay.
+5 in there.
Yeah.
features, favored enemy. Just trying to figure out whether you actually have that amount or not.
It should be
Hunter
I've got
sense.
+8 on my character sheet, but I don't know where the extra +5 comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually the double proficiency bonus. It must assume that I'm in my favourite terrains for some reason.
Favourite terrain.
Why?
Will that be the +8 then? Because we're at +4 proficiency.
No, we're at +5 proficiency.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the initiative. There you go. Yeah, fair enough. So it only applies in your favourite terrain.
Yeah.
Italian restaurants.
I'm gonna be
Okay, so
Italian restaurants is my
right.
favourite
Okay,
terrain.
so you've got is your wisdom +3?
Probably yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. There's the 5 from the proficiency, +3 from the ability, then +5 again for expertise
What?
for favorite terrain.
Yeah, but why is it?
Why have we got +5?
It shouldn't
because
be that.
it applies it to everything, and
Yeah,
then you have to remember to take off.
Yeah.
It's much like my.
It didn't before though.
It's like my con save thing, isn't it?
I had to apply.
I think that was in D&D Beyond, not Roll20 though.
I rolled it from D&D Beyond.
Oh, I thought you rolled it from D. Okay.
Maybe they've updated something and something's gone a bit squiffy.
Maybe they've done something, yeah, because definitely in the past I had to say, and add on my extra
I have a feeling that they've updated Roll20 and.
I'll have to remember to say take off the extra.
So are we taking off the plot?
We
+5?
aren't, no, because I'm in.
So it's 24.
One of my favourite terrains, which is City.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So it is a 29 straight up. Okay.
After all that.
Okay.
Thanks, Ken.
After all that, sorry. Yeah, you have a look at this guy. He seems smartly dressed. So not in a super smart going to a business meeting sort of way, but just sort of like casually. Obviously, just not just a big old long coat and a hat sitting there sipping his drink. He's just a guy sitting there drinking. He doesn't seem to be paying you guys any attention whatsoever. The only thing he paid attention to was when you first walked in and like Hendrix was talking, and I think Cadman is Cadman, do you still look like somebody weird, or you come in as Gargoyle?
No, I still look weird.
Still
That's
look weird.
just a
Okay,
habit
cool.
to leave
So
that on.
yeah, no fair. You do get a feeling that his body language has slightly changed sort of midway through you guys coming in, and with the high enough insight you get that he clocked you now as undead, and that's made him uncomfortable. But other than that, he doesn't seem to be
Okay.
listening in or anything like that. Apologies about that really long-winded bit that was led to nothing, but my fault. Okay, you guys finish your meal, and where is it that you wish to go now? And is there anything you want to do before you go? Obviously. Does anybody need the toilet before they leave?
So, are we off to the construction site first then? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right. You guys, Lysandra gives you incredibly simple directions. It's truly a road or two away. You can see that that side of the street is less built up, so like it gives a good view of parts of the park. The side in which the restaurant is all buildings, and then you go across the street and it's mostly park views, and then you've got this construction site area which starts as you walk into it. Although it's very short distance, immediately you get the sense that you're in a slightly different level of very different vibe in this particular area. You start seeing sort of graffiti and bits of construction items that maybe have been half nicked and then abandoned when they realize they can't carry that much stuff with them, etc. Couple of broken bottles on the floor, that sort of thing. Nothing too intense, but just clearly an area that is a little bit more unkempt. Now, as you start to walk towards this area, who has the highest passive perception? I believe it's Baron and potentially
Hendrix. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Hendrix.
My passive is 23.
Yeah.
I think Hendrix is higher than that.
No, I think his is 23.
Sure where I find it.
Left-hand side of your character sheet, about halfway down, just below saving throws.
Okay.
I think you both have 23.
Passive wisdom brackets perception.
24.
24.
Yeah.
One more. So, Hendrix, to be honest, both Hendrix and Baron, there's no way that you're going to miss it. As you start going through this area where it's a little bit more built up, half-built structures and temporary buildings are here, and it starts to turn into a little bit of a maze, a warren of such, of construction buildings.
This is quite a large building site then.
A fairly big size, yeah. It's not just
a restaurant,
field
is
in
it?
the middle. Looks like it's more like a complex of restaurants, potentially. Or well, you don't know. You don't know what the finished product is going to be. But you've heard that there's a restaurant over here, and it's quite big. It's quite a big place.
Mm-hmm.
You come across an area sort of ahead of you where suddenly it's very foggy, as in as you get close to it, as you're expecting to be able to see more the closer you get, you can't. You've kind of met this wall of fog that you can't see past.
That's not natural. That's unusual.
It's not natural, and
place.
yeah, obviously you can all see it now. But Hendrix and Baron, you can notice this first. And if you want to do something before you approach it, or you can just approach it or go into it, whatever you want to do. Go into it, do it.
Yeah.
That looks odd. That looks odd, I shall say.
Let's go and investigate.
Well, if it's magic, I could try and get rid of it, but it will be quite a telltale when it happens.
Do you want? I'm gonna
I can go in and have a look.
I'm gonna hold up the my little necklace hagstone thing.
The
and
hagstone.
I'll spend
How many
thing for
activations can you have of that per day? Just
3
out
per
of
day.
curiosity. 3 per day. Okay.
3 per day.
You
This is the
activate this thing.
first one today.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you've needed
Yes,
to
the
use
first
it
one.
today.
No, we've had a night, so it is the first one today. Yeah.
Yeah. You see fog. It's you can't see through the fog because the fog is summoned. So the fog is there. It's not an
Fog is
illusion.
there. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But does it?
How long does the
Does
hagstone last for?
10 minutes. Does it show that it's magical or if it's natural? Does it actually show any of that for True Sight? I don't know if True Sight does show that.
If you
I
could,
don't think
tell
it
me
does.
what the wording for true size. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think detect magic is the spell that you're thinking of that will tell you like.
Yeah.
True Sight's a spell, isn't it?
Sees through illusions, doesn't it?
Yeah, like illusions.
Yeah,
things
it
like
is,
that.
but it's an item that's doing it, so which
Sorry.
shouldn't change the thing of it. It's just a spell. Yeah, you can't see through this fog with the hagstone,
Okay.
but you know that you've got it there should you need it. Keep it on.
Creatures with True Sight can out to a specific range, see normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the creature can see into the ethereal plane.
Okay.
So yeah, I couldn't tell you.
The ethereal plane in this regard would be the ghostly realm, I suppose, the spirit realm. Be a perception check.
Okay. 16.
You catch a weird glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye. But even with the hagstone, it like disappears before you get there. The way you know that the ethereal realm works can sometimes show you images of like the lands beyond, etc. The where you go when you die, that sort of thing, or perhaps spirits that are trapped and such. There is like the shadow or something. 16. Yeah. There is something that nearish Hendrix. But it disappears as soon as you.
What? Do I smell anything?
As soon as you... Make me a perception check for smell, which is with advantage.
Right.
And yeah.
I'm going to walk up to the edge of the fog without going into it.
Yep.
And I'm going to use divine sense.
Okie dokie.
Sorry,
Can you give me a description?
Sorry,
Yeah.
can I just jump in there? I don't do so, but when Raphy started got his hagstone out, I'm starting to cast ritual detect magic. If I don't get time to finish it, we don't. But
Okay.
I've started the process.
Perfect. Okay.
Divine sense. Sorry, do you want to resolve that thing for Hendrix?
No. Go. Do the divine sense.
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or another location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. You immediately sense the Hallow spell. There is
What is the Hallow
area...
spell? I don't know what the Hallow spell is. As a
hallowed
player.
ground, basically.
Second?
It's hallowed ground, basically.
Yeah. But you sense that this is unholy ground. This is desecrated ground.
Yeah.
further into the fog.
Same spell, but you cast it reversed, don't you?
So you you sense it further into the fog. You don't sense anything about this fog. Yeah. Hendrix, your nat 20 perception. You sniff the air. There is the smell of sulfur. There is the smell of blood. And the smell of discharged firearms. I think
Right.
that's
So there was a
probably-
fight here between the fiends and the gangs and things. Yeah.
You guys sort of adjust. Hang on a minute, I need to get the timing up for something.
I shall say this is an evil sight. There's something. There's some sort of. Is that on the holy consecrated ground?
Not to mention one hell of a firefight.
All right.
Firefight as in fire or firefight as in guns?
Guns
Oh.
and sulfur and yeah.
Darrell, you complete your detect magic unless anybody wants to do anything specific within that time.
One little thing. I'm
Yeah,
looking
go
around
for it.
on the ground. If there's been a firefight, then there might be some empty cases that have been dropped.
You don't see anything.
Okay. I'm not going
don't
to the
see
fog.
anything.
It's just outside the fog area.
Yeah.
Can I have a look whilst we're waiting? Can I have a look around here where we are waiting for tracks and stuff? See if I can see anything.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Give me any idea?
Darrell. It gives you the what's in front of you up to 60 foot, is that right? Or 30 foot?
120 feet.
120 feet. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Range area, 120 feet. Yeah.
My true
If it
sight
stops.
ends when his detect magic starts.
Okay. All right. You sense several magical effects in the area. You sense something of conjuration, something of illusion, something of abjuration. In fact, you sense a couple of abjuration things. Hang on just one moment.
Is this potentially
And
what the party's carrying
evocation.
around with them?
What's that?
Is this potentially
Yeah.
what the party's carrying around with them? Or is this on top
So-
of the normal?
This is nothing to do with party. I mean, discounting the party.
Okay.
Straight in front of you, like within this fog cloud, you're getting abjuration, several abjurations, several.
Clothes, especially clothes. Guys, I found a rock.
Sorry, there's something.
Oh, that's not bad. Hey, keep that. Actually, Britt's right. We should be gathering materials. Everyone, split up and see what you can find. Okay.
Oh my god,
What is
we've gone
that?
into another world.
That sounds like.
Guys, yeah, Alan, we know when they.
It's Viva la Dirt League.
Has someone got something playing?
Yes, that's Viva la Dirt League.
Well, it's not Ben. He's muted. I'm going to accuse Andy for the 1 million fucking tabs open.
I've never heard of what he's watching though.
I
I am panicking that it's something of mine, but I really don't think it is because I don't know what it is.
It's none of the 3 tabs I've got open.
I've got 2 tabs open. One's Modern Daze, one's D&D Beyond. So
Ditto. And I was muted.
Well, it can't be you, Ben, because you were muted. So you're safe out of this lineup. Woohoo!
Anyway.
So anyway,
That was weird.
evocation, illusion, abjuration. I believe there's several abjurations. And conjuration.
Well, I'm guessing
and I believe that's it. But there is a lot of magical effects that are happening here.
okay. I think the fog is the one we want rid of, isn't it? If we want rid of anything.
Well, we
What
won't
do
be
you
able to
say?
see what's going on.
Getting rid of the fog would probably help, yes.
What do you think's going on then, Darrell?
Well, there's a lot of magic out there. I think we need to be a bit wary. Once this fog comes down, we'll be out at sea, but we'll be seen as well.
Fog was probably there to hide the fights that happened if there's a gunfight.
Possibly. I said, I'm just making you aware. I'm more than happy to attempt to take it down. It depends whether it's been upcast or not, whether I can do it.
I'm more worried about all the other magic that's around that you're saying is around. Sure,
Right, so-
no worries.
So I didn't catch that last bit.
Me?
Ken,
Me,
I
me,
said-
oh, okay.
Ken, I didn't catch the last bit of what you said.
But surely the fog's the least of our worries if there's loads of other magic around.
Yeah, but we're carrying a load of magic around with us as well.
True.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to try and dispel. Unless anyone's going to, I'm going to start this spell, and hopefully, if anyone doesn't want me to do it, they're going to stop me.
I am. I'm not going to try and stop him. I am, however, drawing my sword and shield.
You ready?
Are we?
Sword and shield.
We are actually not visible from the street from this point, are we?
Yeah, this area is empty.
You said we'd been down a sort of a maze of between buildings.
of
Yeah.
streets. Yeah, the construction seems to have stopped here for quite a while, probably because of the gang activity, and obviously you saw like things like graffiti and everything like that.
But
It's
we're
been
not-
stopped for enough time.
But we're not in somewhere concealed by the days.
No, this is in
No.
fact just normal ass place, but
With a fog cloud.
so the days is controlled, at least suggested that it's controlled by the Mages Council. So it will hide things that are registered with the Mages Council, such as weapons, people that are supposed to be here, that sort of thing, right? If you're a magical creature, supernatural creature that is here, for lack of a better term, illegally, or you're doing magical things without the knowledge, sort of like illegally, in terms of what the Mages Council say and do, you have to find your own magical means to hide your tracks. This seems to be a way that they're doing it, whether it's a good way or a bad way, you guys are investigating. So, Darrell,
Okay.
what level of spell are you using to dispel?
I think I can only. Oh no, yeah, okay. Because it's sort of 4 for higher. I'm just going to do it straight. 3rd level.
Oh, third. Oh, it's a third level spell. I thought
Yeah.
it was first level. Third level. You target the source of the fog. You grab hold or you detect where that conjuration magic is coming from. That's what's causing this
Yeah.
fog cloud, and you dispel it. No roll needed. It was at a 3rd level. The fog clouds disappeared, and I'm going to move you guys over to the map. You guys can see. Ha
Oh
ha.
no.
She didn't call it a battle map, but you know what it is.
Yeah.
So, I will place you guys on the map as you've come from a certain area. I apologize. I can only get battle maps that are vaguely similar to what I want it in my head. So bear with
recognise this
the
map. I've used this
mishmash
map.
of. Oh yeah, exactly.
I've
It's
used this
probably
map
been in
for-
stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's entirely modern. Oh no, it is modern. It's got a car in it. That
Yeah.
car's there as well. Let me just. Guys,
What are
I'll
the
bring you
4
over.
things?
The 4 things.
Giant leaves that are about to attack us.
Well, you have to go and investigate, my guys.
Okay. That's what the game's about, exploring.
It's one
Yeah.
of the 3. It's one of the
I-
pillars of D&D. Exploration.
Do you want Remy?
Yes, please.
Remy,
Yep.
Remy is above Raphy. You guys should have access. Put yourselves in an order, but sort of,
Not in the same square.
try not to be in the same
I'm
square.
quite happy where I am, to be honest.
Okay.
Although you had to be on a square at the moment, you're sort of.
There you go.
10.
Ken's exploring the entire map.
Liam, yeah. Ken, you've explored all round this area that wasn't touched by fog.
Yeah, where did the fog start?
So let me see if I can get my thingy. So along this line.
Right, okay.
So we're now
roughly,
inside
alright?
the fog.
If you want to push yourself outside of the fog, please do. Obviously, the fog is gone. But if you just put yourself roughly in this area, I will consider you
That's where
outside
we
of the area that the fog
wasn't it?
was.
We were on the edge of the fog.
I think we should start outside the fog.
We should do.
Yeah.
I was on the edge
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
Just to resolve what Liam did a quick check of this area. 17, you start looking for footsteps. I apologize, actually. Could you re-roll and put it under survival? Because you have proficiency in survival, don't you? Something like that. I think survival's the thing that I'm after for footprints. You see that there seems to have been a group of people coming through this way. Roughly 5 people, and there's another area a little bit further up that was again not within this fog cloud. Fresh footprints of people that had entered from a different alley. Sort of, you can see from behind you can go past this building and see that coming from a different direction. Yeah, so there's like a group of 7 other people that have come from a different area. Right. So, yeah, 2 groups, different areas. There's no footprints coming out.
Okay.
All right.
I'll relay that to everybody as Darrell's doing his thing.
What kind of footprints? Boots? Large, small?
Mix.
There's a sort of it's a mix. There's no children here, but you can't really tell the ages from the footprints. You can see that they're wearing from their tread, from the I don't know what you'd call it, but the design on the bottom of the shoes that leave the fucking prints. Yeah. It is called tread, isn't it? Yeah. That some of them are wearing like designerish shoes. They're not construction workers coming into this very dusty site.
And they're not combat boots or trainers or.
Maybe 1 or 2 of them was wearing combat boots, but
clearly 2.
They're not all combated up with.
They're 2 gang groups that have come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them is clearly wearing a pair of All Stars. The print is left in the ground. There's a couple that are just wearing designer shoes, and then there's like 1 or 2 wearing like combat boots.
A pair of Bebox.
Same for the other group that had seemed to come in. Again, footprints in, no footprints out. As you move closer, if you wish to, you tell me where you want to go, and I will tell you.
Well, I'm going to turn to Darrell. Do you want to do some scouting?
Yeah, I can do.
Tap. The dog's there.
Sorry?
The dog's there.
I was meaning the bird.
Yeah, what do you mean the dog?
Oh, I mean the dog, because you are a dog, because somebody's going to pay less attention to a stray dog, which is what you look like. No offense, but you do.
Wow.
You know,
Not even a
wandering
dog,
around,
but just a
yeah,
stray dog.
a
Well,
stray dog.
Mongrel.
I was
They're-
more meaning
they're-
the bird that flies around, and if it dies, then it just comes back again.
There's
Yeah,
all
well,
sorts of racism tied up in that statement. I'm not even going to get into it.
Do you remember, Hendrix?
I love
I
it.
cast a spell on you so you can't die at least once
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I do feed you
And-
Mars bars, so I'm the nice.
And Berin, a
Well,
little
so
part
you've
of
already
me,
used one of those death saving throws. I'm sorry. Carry on.
yeah, Berin, every time Remy dies, a little bit of me dies with him.
Nice.
Ow! I know.
Oh,
Oh. Note to self:
So
kill
tempted
Remy
to
more.
turn around and
Right.
shoot the bird now.
Okay.
Over it.
Also,
Darrell, I
What,
was
if you're
unaware.
look-
I was unaware. Hendrix, you're up.
yeah, Darrell, don't you so completely
Fine.
zone out when you're using his eyes or something?
Yeah, I can't hear or see.
The dog will go and investigate.
I called
Thank
you
you very
Hendrix.
much.
Hendrix,
Yeah.
in a absolute huff, goes off. Put yourself where you like, Hendrix, and tell me what you're doing.
I'm going to have a sniff around and I'm going to wee up some stuff. And,
You're gonna wee out some stuff. I love it.
Got a
This is
mark
my-
for it.
You're gonna
this is my-
investigate
This is a dog stealth move, isn't it?
it is.
I love it. So you're looking around this sort of area, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You investigate this corner. I'm just gonna do this in like
Sniffing all the
zones.
way.
All right. Sniffing all the way. Give me investigation. Yeah, no, just investigation. All right. No. Jesus
Wow.
Christ. You start sniffing
Call
around.
me
You can.
Sherlock Hendricks.
You shut up. Yeah. You start picking up the scent of where these footprints are. Your intuitive canine/investigator senses tell you that roughly that these tracks are a number of hours old. If we're at roughly midday-ish now, about 6 hours ago. So the timeline in which I'd say 5 hours ago. The timeline in which Lysandra had said about a group heading this way about 6 o'clock in the morning seems to be correct.
Okay.
This
I shall
potentially is
relay all of that as I'm sniffing around. Does that match with the gunshot smells as well? Are they sort of
the
several hours old?
the gunshot smell seems to be coming a little, the same sort of time. This is all just residue because your nose is so good. You can smell things a little bit further into the construction site, but for the moment you've just done this area. You cannot see any movement. There is nothing
Okay.
moving as far as you can see.
All right, I'll move up a bit further and then call back. It's safe, you big bunch of wussies, if you want to come in. Surrounded by bloody all-powerful wizards, and they send the dog in.
It's so
The
funny.
dog.
And so true. Okay. If anybody wants to do like whatever it is that you want to do, investigation, etc. Obviously, this area has already been investigated, so there's very little point doing anymore. You see the odd broken bits of machinery. People have been in here and smashed up certain bits in probably protest for the construction work being done. You guys can see, I think probably see through this gap, to be honest. You can see a car here. See if I can see. So you can see through. Oh, that's not what I'm doing.
Can I blink up onto that big tower?
Which tower?
The
Ping.
big tower over here.
What, this one? Yep, you've got there's a lip there that you could get onto. I'm going to say that's about 10 foot up. And you can see
Is it big enough
down.
to see over all the buildings and things?
I'd say not all of the buildings. I'd say that building's higher. That these stacks of what do they call
Shipping
it?
containers.
Storage shipping containers are higher. That's higher. But you can certainly see this what looks like some kind of shelter maybe that they were doing this stuff. You can see all of this basically. You could
From up
also
here,
see.
is there any sort of pattern to the footprints and the chaos that
I'm gonna keep your 30 investigation check because it's just insane.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. In a weird area at the moment, where there seems to be these straw bales, like piles of straw, just
Bodies.
randomly dotted around.
Okay. Big piles of straw over there, guys. Probably hiding bodies if you ask me, but we'll see.
Probably hiding bodies.
I want to start taking a wander down this way.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye out, expecting to get jumped at any second with whatever people
Yeah,
can say.
you're on alert.
I've got my bow out now. I'm
Yeah.
keeping Raphy covered.
I'll say, Summer, if you would please, and draw my rapier.
You hear the soft humming song start to reverberate from it as you draw your sword. Cadman, as you start sort of creeping closer and closer, you get to about where you are, and there's something like hugging. You feel like it's almost like an anxiety thing. You feel like you just can't take another step forward. You could if you really wanted to, but there's something kind of not right feeling. And Liam, as you stand beside Cadman, you feel with a certainty that there's no way that you could step a foot forward.
Is that a fear effect? Because
This is going to be the Hallow effect, isn't it? Okay.
sorry, I nipped away a second then.
No worries.
Because everyone's moved forward, I'm gonna come partially forward and then just hang back and just check that nothing's coming up behind us, that we're not being led into a trap and there's not something coming up behind us.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Raphy, what are you doing?
Keeping an eye out. I'm actually going to keep an eye out high. I'm just keeping an eye out because I'm going to let these people do what they do with the investigation stuff. At this moment in time, I'm just seeing myself as muscle.
All right,
Stopping me moving forward. Is it a sense? Is it a feeling that I can't like?
It's but roll me a history check.
Ooh, that was lucky.
You've experienced something like this before. You know that there are certain holy places that you can't enter.
Right. I'm undead.
They're usually good places, like churches.
Yeah,
but you've already been told that this is bad. This is unholy. Which is unusual that you would then be blocked out of it as someone who's undead. Cadman, if you want to make a step forward, you can, but you're going to have to make me a wisdom saving throw. you can step forward into this place, but it just feels uncomfortable. Every moment of you being here just feels like something under your skin. You're just not comfortable here. But you can freely walk around. Liam, unfortunately, you can't.
I can't go. I can't go any further, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
They
big
said it's a
worth
hollow
see.
ground, haven't they?
say again, Cadman.
I think it's a
Someone mentioned hollow ground, didn't they?
Yes, I did.
The hollow spell.
I think it's that hello ground that Darrell was talking about. I can't.
Do I know if it can be dispelled or
But
does it need?
It's a magical effect, so I guess it could be dispelled.
Can certainly be dispelled.
It's quite a powerful magical effect.
Oh, like I say, it's a good job you've got something that can affect things from a distance, then, isn't it?
I'm going to attempt.
Um,
I'm going to cast the spell at level 3.
All right.
Um,
Excuse me a moment.
While you start casting that, I'm just going to say to Liam, swap places with me. You cover the rear.
Okay, to be sure.
Um,
And I'm going to move up to here.
all right. You cast at level 3. You need to make a roll, and the DC is 15.
Nope.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He doubles down
yeah.
and makes it even more
You
powerful.
empowered the spell.
I'm gonna say there is. It's very fitting actually that you're the one that failed at this. This feeling of just not rightness is really overwhelming. And it's starting to you feel like you can't even concentrate on the spell. It's just not. You start getting frustrated with yourself. You're like, I can't concentrate here. Obviously, you've got this area over here that you can investigate. For those of you that can go, for the purposes of a line drawn, I'm just going to literally draw a line. Okay. For the purposes of Liam, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dark line, yeah. Liam, you can't go past that line, and there's another one on the other side. But just so that you've got an idea about where the effect is currently.
Is Hendrix up high on the?
Yes, he's blinked up to the up high to have a look down. Hendrix, you can see these straw piles. I think curiously that's like you see the car and you see these straw piles and everything just looks kind of normal other than that. There's nothing really here that you can see.
I'll get back down.
Doesn't look like there's been a fight or anything like that.
I'm going to work my way around this side.
Yep.
Can I go over to the bales then and investigate that?
You certainly can.
I'm just going to run up the side of that building and just perch on the top to keep an eye out on people.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
gonna
hagstone's run out, isn't it?
Hey,
Ages ago.
can I climb up to the top of that, please?
You certainly can. It's only 10 foot. Even if you fucking fall down, you're not going to take much damage.
I'm not
You
going
can
to fall
climb
down.
up.
Got spider
Go on,
climber.
if you roll a nat 1, you'll fall down. Go on, roll me an athletics.
Got spider climb. Don't need to.
Oh yeah, of course you do. Yeah, you literally just go up the side, which is creepy because I don't think anybody's ever seen you do that yet.
No.
And they're all busy.
And we're looking the wrong way.
Yeah,
They're all looking the other way anyway, so nobody
you
sees
just
it
like
anyway.
walk up the side of the building and get to the top with your bow and arrow ready. You can see everything I'd say except from sort of
like
roughly
close
this sort of
there because of the
this
angle.
sort of
Yeah.
I can
Apart from that, you can see pretty much everything.
Sorry, these straw bales. I know Hendrix
Yeah.
to do a proper investigation on them. But just they are literally straw bales, like off the back of a farmer's
They
baling
look like
machine.
straw piles. Can you make me a... Hang on a second. Sorry, there's so many fucking effects happening. I need a investigation check, please, from anybody investigating.
I'm just glancing at them, so that because
Yeah, but this is the check that determines.
yeah.
What
But
you-
Hendrix actually
so-
investigated. I'll leave it to. I'm just more just glancing and saying. I'm just going to announce them. I don't think you find straw like that on a building site.
Still keeping an eye out
So-
behind us.
Hendrix, you bump one of these. You sort of like go to move aside some of this straw. Your nose goes straight through this illusion that you can now see that it is illusion, and bumps up against something. It's a body. You've
It's a
just
dead.
touched
I
a body.
told you it was a dead body. There's a body. I was right.
But this illusion over it is kind of now that you know it's an illusion, you can kind of see through it. But it's very hard to see without dispelling the actual effect.
Or even with my head
You
inside
can
it.
you can obviously because it's not like your head goes that the body is the straw.
Ah, I see.
It's not like there's a shell of illusion. It's like yeah, the whole thing. So there's a body here that's fresh-ish, in terms of like it's not been here for
Nice.
days, obviously.
Gang colours.
You could just about make out there's a person wearing like a Nike branded stuff. Give me I think I've already made you do a check for the gangs before, haven't I? About how much you know about them.
Yes.
Yes.
You know
Does he
that the FOA tends to wear it's like a medallion. It's like
Okay.
it's like cheap and tacky, but it's like medallions or these big rings that look like a coin almost.
Yeah, the sovereign rings.
Yeah, like a sovereign ring, exactly that. So I was like the medallions or the coins. This person seems to be wearing one of these rings.
Okay. Wearing a sovereign ring,
notably,
so it's probably FOA. Are
you can
they
smell
human or?
this. Yeah, seems human. I'm going to actually. How long does this last?
Can I move forward to?
Oh no, wait. So where? Yes, you can move forward to there.
I'm going to search that one.
Okay, you put your hands through it. You can feel that it's a body. Make me an investigation check.
Knowing that it's an illusion, do I get advantage or anything like that?
No, because although
Okay.
you know it's an illusion, this is more to see what's underneath the illusion. Although you know it's there. You just meet the big DC, so you're good. You start feeling about, and it kind of resolves in your mind. There's still this weird overlay, which is making actually seeing anything difficult, which is why you didn't get advantage. This person, young lad, probably 19, maybe 20 years old. You can see that he's been shot twice in the head. He's got a amulet, medallion around his neck, like
Right,
Hendrix has
I'm going to go through
noted.
his pockets and so on. I'm trying to see, has he got any weaponry himself? And any form of ID as well?
You start patting around his
Oh,
clothing. You can kind of roughly feel out where his pockets are. You don't find any like wallet or anything like that on it. You do find a mobile phone.
Okay.
Well, your hand touches a mobile phone.
I
should
shall
say.
retrieve that.
You pick it up. And we're gonna pause for a moment.
I'm just going to say, at the risk of blindfold by spells, do you want me to dispel these illusions?
I don't think we need to.
Can do, but I think everybody needs to make me a Constitution saving throw first.
Okay.
Everyone except Liam.
Just so you're aware, obviously, whilst those guys doing their investigation, I've been keeping an eye out. Yeah.
You don't see anything. The only people moving are your crew.
Right. Just bear in mind that Hendrix has got a 4 bonus from Cadman, and I think Darrell's just outside.
Okay. Yeah, Darrell is outside of Cadman's range. That's fine. Cadman and Baron, you both take. Hang on, I'll describe what happens. The light in a 30-foot radius. Sorry, the area in a 30-foot radius. As soon as Baron lifts up this phone, shines in a like as if everything was suddenly lit by LED lights. And in an instant, a wave of black necrotic damage blasts out.
What,
Cadman
from
and
the phone?
So what?
From the phone, or
From the phone.
Right.
Or as he brings it out of the illusion, there's like a symbol written on it. Of course, the trigger was moving it.
So equivalent of putting a hand grenade under the body.
Yeah, essentially. Cadman and Baron, you take 26 points of necrotic damage. I believe Cadman,
this is gonna hurt.
half that.
Yeah.
Everybody else, apart from Liam, obviously, takes 53 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
53, Jeebus.
As this necrotic damage just sears through you. There is the sound of like electrical discharge nearby. There is sorry, this all happens at once, I'm afraid. I'm gonna delete these things here. Oh no. Let's go to. There is a sound of electrical discharge.
2 symbols just appeared on the
And-
bottom of the screen.
Yep. The hallucinatory terrain, can't say that right, disappears. An object close to the car that's like underneath the car hood, sort of just underneath, that looks to be the size of a baked bean pan, seems to be like shorting with arcane energy as this necrotic wave knocked it out. And the hallucinatory terrain disappears. You see now the bodies and the blood and the shell casings of bullets and such. No weapons around seems to, but maybe they've been reclaimed. And obviously you can see what you see down here. Oh, ignore that thing. I don't think. Can you guys see this circle here?
Yeah.
This red circle.
Yep.
Yeah, ignore that. I tried to draw something and it didn't work, and I can't delete it. I don't know how. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Also, what becomes available to see, Raphy, once you've recovered from being shocked by necrotic damage, is that this wall is absolutely covered top to toe in graffiti
Which wall, sorry?
that was hidden before.
Okay.
What? Liam, you can see most of this. I
Just
think the only person you can't
all
actually
here,
see is
Tom.
Darrell.
Yeah.
And this blasts head out. You all take this damage.
There's
And
a
it fucking
blast.
hurts.
Dispelled the illusion then.
It seems to have. There's an item just underneath the car that was spluttering as if it was shorting electricity, but it's arcane energy.
Right.
Sorry, it's too late to do anything about it now. Could I have counterspelled that if I'd thought about it? 'Cause it's different warning, whatever it is.
You have to see it. It's
yeah.
the thing is, it's a symbol written on a phone in a pocket in an
Yeah.
illusion,
Yeah.
and the
No, that's
act
right.
of
Fair
touching
enough.
it, yeah. Apologies.
No, that's all right.
Apologies, she says.
Was it
Sorry
53
at
that we
all.
had to take?
Yeah, 53 if you didn't
Yeah.
meet a DC 19.
I don't suppose my evasion or anything works.
Yes, evasion will.
No, it's only on
no.
deck saves.
Evasion's dexterity, so no, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, not sorry at all.
Baron will
Loving
point
it.
with his sort of sword, using his sword as a pointer. Baron's going to point out the baked bean sized can thing under the car, and just say, say that seems to have some kind of power that seems to have been shorted out by the explosion. I know it wasn't an explosion, but it felt like one. I'm then going to look at this hard won mobile phone.
Yeah, so you looked at the mobile phone. The mobile phone is fucked. It's been completely destroyed by this necrotic damage. It's a smoking pile of melting plastic and casings. There's really not much you can do with about it, but you can pocket it for later if you wish. Maybe there's some way to recover information from it, but mark down that it's been destroyed by necrotic damage.
Yeah, okay, I shall pocket that.
Yeah. All right. What do you wish to do?
You said that one of the bodies has been shot twice in the head. I'm going to check the others and see if they've all got exactly the same injury. Is this an execution or did they die in combat? Is what I'm after.
Make me a medicine check, just for reasons.
It's going to be good. Not.
It's not super high DC, but
Uh,
there you go.
That's pretty good.
You have a look. The two shots in this guy's head, although it sounds like it would be executioner, it's very sloppy. These
Right.
people, it's coincidental that it happened to be his head.
Yeah.
You can see that he was shot in other places that weren't particularly fatal. It just happened to be the two shots in his head that got him. You look at the other bodies around, and you can see that it's like a mismatch of injuries
Okay.
that have occurred. Some of them are blunt force damage, so probably not from a gun, probably from some kind of blunt weapon. In fact, probably more prevalent amongst them is knife wounds. But the big bloody things are like the gunshots and these bludgeonings, and then you have to look quite well for the stab marks because they're quite hidden. There's 4 bodies here, and with the collective investigative, because I've made you roll investigation quite a lot of times for this area, I'm not going to make you do it again. With the amount of investigation power you guys all have, apart from Liam, sorry Liam, you guys are sorry, I just realised something. but you don't know it, so it's fine.
Can I do one thing?
No.
Very quick. I just literally
Yeah.
want to do the Hagstone again because now that I know that illusions have been here now,
Yeah, you
I'll do the Hagstone again.
do
So that's
Hagstone again.
So the second charge of the day.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'll say, Raphy, I don't suppose you recognise any of these bodies, do you? Before they were bodies.
I
Roll
don't.
me history check.
I'm not the gang person.
I thought you was the person who knew about FOA and
Vaguely, Hendrix knows more about the gangs than me.
I don't know much about FOA. Do they all appear to be FOA gangs? Like they're all.
They all look the same. They all look the same. No, I'm joking. So there's a couple of tieflings here, a couple of humans. I'd say that's about it, because there's only 4 of them. So I'd say 2 tieflings, 2 humans. They're
And have
definitely
they all
all
got
FOA
either a sovereign ring or a medallion?
or a medallion, yeah. But other than that, and you can determine from the fact that there's still this smell of sulfur around, especially around all the blood spots that seem to happen. Not all the blood splats, whatever, belong to these bodies. So other people have been injured
Right.
here and managed
That
to get
was-
away.
That was my next question. Are these like
Yep.
on the map there? There's splodges of blood in different squares.
Areas.
Does that appear to be where other people might have been killed but carried off because they were with the winning side?
Yeah, basically, yeah, killed or injured,
Yeah.
and they've landed, and you
Yeah.
can see that they've been moved. There is a trail of footprints leading down. I didn't have footprints towards this. Raphy, as you look through this hagstone and down at these guys, obviously these guys are exactly how they appear because they're dead. You don't really recognize any of them. One of them sort of shares similar facial features to Ozzy, but other than that, you've not actually seen them before.
Right.
And then as you look up towards this graffiti with your hagstone, the graffiti resolves itself into a readable, like it's not just scribbles and bits and pieces. It actually says something. It's like a warning to anybody who wants to mess with the Hellgate Highspawn. Don't mess with us. Look, this is what happens, etc. There is also another bit of graffiti closer down by this this blood splattered pentagram you can see on the ground. You will have to get closer to actually read it. So let me know.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that, but I'll also say I'll let everyone know this definitely the Hellgate Highspawn that did this. That is telling is claiming that they're responsible.
Isn't it the Highgate Hellspawn?
Yeah.
Not
Hellgate Highspawn. I don't know.
The Highspawn.
Yeah, the Highspawn. Yeah.
Yes.
You
Hellgate
mentioned
Highspawn.
or you're probably right, but it could actually be someone making it look like they've done it.
Yeah.
If someone's trying to foment trouble.
It's known that these two gangs don't like each other, so yeah, potentially.
Okay.
But I need to get closer to check something out.
Just
I'll
sorry.
just move forward. So at least I'll probably get to about okay. I'll move to about there.
I'm just going to take out my working mobile phone.
Yep.
And I'm going to take slightly morbidly. I'm going to take pictures of each of the 4 dead people's faces.
I had the same thought myself.
And I'm then going to go and take pictures of the graffiti. No, obviously I'm taking pictures in the unresolved form, but I'm taking pictures of the graffiti.
And can I get under the
Perfect.
car and have a look at whatever that was in the tin can?
An item, cool. Make me an investigation check for that item, just to make sure that you're not going to blow yourself up.
Also, don't touch anything.
And
Don't touch it.
Don't worry, it's already happened. Raphy, you go over and now you can read this extra bit of writing. It's finer graffiti, so actually it's a message. The message is written in Infernal, if you know.
Oh, now I can only speak all languages. I can't read or write them. No.
Oh,
It's Sun and
interesting.
Moon. I think Sun and Moon is speak. Let me just check.
I think it is hear and speak them.
Yeah.
With a straight intelligence check of a DC 15, I'll allow you to try and say it out loud and see if anybody else of your compatriots know Infernal.
Well, can I try?
I just want to check if I can recognize it as Infernal, because I can speak I know Celestial.
Okay.
So I just want to recognize it, because I ain't that stupid to say Infernal out loud.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so what role? Straight intelligence?
Yeah, just straight intelligence.
Okay. Take the first one because
So
it double clicked for some reason.
yeah, that's fine. You hit the DC exactly. Yes, you can see that it's Infernal, and if you wish to, you can say it out loud.
I'll let these guys know. I'd say,
Can I see if I can
Can I-
understand Infernal?
Yes, roll me a.
It's a DC 15 history check.
That was it, yeah.
Can any of you guys understand
No,
Infernal?
for an exotic language, I think it was 20.
Okay.
It's a DC 15 for normal human languages. And
Okay,
then
I haven't got that. I haven't got
fantasy, I
that written
believe.
down, but fair enough. That makes perfect
Apologies.
sense.
Yeah,
Cadman,
maybe.
You said
maybe
you
that's
can
something
read
to check, but
Infernal?
you passed it anyway.
Yes.
Cool. Do you want to check this out?
Go over and
Yeah, he can look through the thing. Cadman, you feel fine now. You don't feel uncomfortable, other than the fact that you've just been blasted with like
more
this
tickled.
necrotic damage. It's like you know it blew it all away. You feel absolutely fine. You don't have that horrible weight over you anymore. The same thing that you know that was stopping Liam coming closer.
Yeah.
Liam wouldn't know because he's that far away from the line. He may not know that it's gone.
The area feels cleansed now.
Okay, I shall
So
move into sight where I can see Liam and wave him to come and join us.
Liam, you can see people waving to you.
I'll wait back. No,
Okay.
I'll go.
I love it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you get closer, you can discover that you can come within, but obviously RP it how you're going to RP it.
Yeah, I'll probably gingerly approach it.
Yeah, sort of like step, step, step.
Expecting not to be able to move.
Yeah, you don't get the feeling at all that this thing
Expecting
is.
any moment that I move up. Well, that I won't have to move forward.
Cadman, you look through this hagstone that Raphy's got around his neck, and you look through, and you can see this infernal writing. The infernal writing, so you can read infernal, was that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. The infernal writing says, we've gone back to base. We have Tay use the circle. So I will write that in the thingy.
Yep.
No, that's not how you spell that.
So I've learnt Infernal, but I reckon I've forgotten Arabic.
Probably it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it hasn't actually. I think it's where is it? Where's my other bit? Oh, you also see that there is phrase written below. Use the circle. Oh, what is that? Weird. And it says contendimus. And for anybody that can speak Latin, and yes, Baron, you can make a check. You can, I can tell you
I
what
can
that
speak
means. Or
Latin.
you can, if you've got a mobile phone, use
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, Latin is one.
You're in the
I mean,
mundane realm.
I most definitely have spoken Latin in the past, but I've clearly forgotten it completely at the moment.
It's drawing a blank because your mind is full of infernals.
Is anyone else worried that both the
Speak
paladins
Latin.
speak Infernal?
I'd forgotten I spoke
Most
Infernal
damage
till
is
10
my
minutes
enemy.
ago.
You have to know the enemy to be able to beat the enemy. That'll be their story. That'll be their argument.
There's the undead man hunting vampires for a living. You have to be the enemy. Kill the enemy. Hendrix, you sniff around this this object, and as you get closer, it looks to be some weird constructed item about the size and shape of a baked bean can, and it's got inscriptions and runes written along the outside, but also a pattern of almost circuitry, as if this is like a magically made.
IUD.
What was that? Magically made?
IUD. IED.
IED.
Sorry.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Improvised
But it seems to be. Make me an Arcana check.
Oh, there we go.
Just while he's doing that, I'm going to say to. Is Darrell come down here? Yeah. To
Yeah,
Darrell.
I was actually going to be doing something while you're doing all the stuff with the
Yeah, sure.
graffiti.
That's
I want to do ritual detect
Okay.
magic on that pentagram.
Okay. Hendrix, this item in front of you is it holds spells. It literally holds spells within an area. It's the focal point. Obviously, if it affects an area, it could be dispelled from anywhere. But because it was physically destroyed, it didn't need dispelling. But it was likely hidden by the illusion as well.
But it's useless now.
You also know from it's useless now in terms of it's not useful. You also know from that Arcana check, it's not going to blow up on you. You can move it safely. It's not got anything left in it. It's dead, essentially.
I'll drag it out for the Wizwazzy types.
You come trotting back, and then last thing, Darrell, you complete this detect magic. This pentagram on the ground is a glyph of warding. I'm assuming in this time somebody's mentioned what is written on the wall, and
Yeah,
you
I'd
can.
have set it out.
I'm going to ask if that word there, contendimus, is the command word.
With the detect magic, you can tell that it's the glyph of warding has a spell in it, which is teleport. You have to be within the circle, and it will teleport you to their base.
Continuous means to strive or to fight.
Yes.
Stretch. I'd expect it means fight in this instance because there's been a fight.
It's yeah. I suppose it could be both. It does mean in this context to strive, although obviously there's probably no reason for you to know that. I just want you to think that it's necessarily going to be a fight. It could be. It probably is, but it's yeah. So
And the glyph is still active.
As it is. Yeah.
It's still charged, so to speak.
Yes, the glyph. As you add detect magic up, the glyph is the only thing now magical except this illusionary script, which is what is powering the graffiti is the illusionary script, basically.
Yep.
Intended for only certain eyes, which obviously has been completely bypassed by Raphy's True Sight Hagstone. He can see all of it. You gather that only FOA members would be able to see this is the Hellgate Highspawn Beware, and only Highgate Hellspawn would see the we're back at base and the trigger word. So you have a way to get to their base, and I think that's a good place to leave it. So thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next week where these guys decide whether or not they're going to go through. Thank you very much.
We are.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
This was
Bye.
bye.